What's up, heroes? In this episode, I'm going to show you this crazy new goal setting technique that could allow you to hit any goal within 90 days. Um, it's uh, it's something that I've been doing for the last, I don't know, 3 years or so, and it's completely transformed how I think about accomplishing a goal and then my ability to execute and stay focused every single day, and build consistency, because I mean that's really where, like, hitting a goal is easy. Like, coming up with the goal you want is easy. uh, you know what you need to do to hit it. Like, understanding what to do to hit a goal is easy. It's following through and taking action every day. That's the hard part, and that's where most people fall off. And so I want to show you how to do that, with this technique that I've been perfecting over the years. And it all comes down is based off the concept of a scheduled appointment. Now, let's talk about appointments. Uh, for the most part, anything you have an appointment for, you pretty much show up. You know, it's a doctor appointment or a client appointment or a meeting with your team or your boss. Like, appointments are baked onto our calendar, right? And I always say, like, your calendar are where your commitments are. Anything on your calendar, you commit to. Like, it's implanted in your subconscious. You see it, that block on your calendar, and you will do everything you can to make sure you're there, you're on time. Maybe you're a little late, but you will still do everything you can to be there and satisfy your commitment to that thing that's on your calendar. And so we show up for all these things on our calendar, but yet we have all these things we want to do that maybe we'll do them, maybe we don't. We want to go work out, maybe we will, maybe we won't. We want to eat healthy. We want to make all of our, high important business actions and follow through and prospect. We want to do that stuff, but we don't really fully commit to them. And so, understanding this first concept, this first big idea, is that your calendar is where your commitments are. Anything on your calendar you commit to. And so when you understand that, now it's like, how can I use that concept for accomplishing my personal goals or accomplishing things that I want to get done? And so essentially, you have to turn a goal into an appointment on your calendar. And so this is how I typically kind of walk through this process. The first thing I'll do is first determine the goal. I want to lose weight. I want to lose 10 pounds, for instance. Like, that's the goal. The second step is now turn that goal into an action. And so, whatever goal it is, what's the one action such that if you did that, you took that action consistently, that would naturally guarantee you hit the goal. And so, some goals, it might be a little hard to try to, we try to overcomplicate things. We will come up with this 12-point action plan of how to hit this goal. What's the one? So this is where you have to prioritize and think hard. I call it the most critical action. For that goal, what is the most critical action? Such that if you took that action every day, it would guarantee you hit that goal. And so let's say you're trying to lose weight. The most critical action, let's say for me, the most critical action would be work out every day. Okay. So now we know the action. So we got the goal. You turn the goal into an action. The action is work out every day. And now here's where you level this up. That's where most people will stop. Like, okay, I need to work out every day. And then they don't follow through. They don't stay consistent. And so, and we talked about your calendar where your commitments are. And so you have all these commitments to other things. You have these commitments for a doctor appointment. You have this commitment to for a client appointment. You have this commitment for an appointment for your kids and taking them to school and everything. Why not create appointments for yourself? And so turn that action into an appointment on your calendar. And so now the action was, I got to work out every day. Create an action appointment on your calendar. And so now, you bake that into your calendar. Every day at 9 a.m., I'm going to the gym. Or, every day at, after work, I'm going doing a yoga class. And you hard code it and schedule the appointment on your calendar. It's called an action appointment. Now, that's great. That's fine and dandy. So now you've taken the goal, you've come up with the action, and you've scheduled an action appointment on your calendar. And it's great if it's recurring, it's a reoccurring appointment that's at the same time every day, because then that's where it becomes a habit. If one day your appointment is at 9 a.m., the next one's at 11, the day after that it's at 2 o'clock, you don't get this routine built up, so your brain never knows when it's coming. Your brain has to expect it and know when it's coming for it to become baked in as a routine. And once it's routine, then it's in your subconscious. It's just autopilot. You don't even think about it anymore. You're just leaving the office and your body naturally just drives to the gym. So you want to get it to where it's a routine. So it's great if you can make this action appointment at the same time every day. Every day at 9 a.m. I do this. Okay, so the action appointment is where you have scheduled and committed with yourself that you're going to take this action every day that's going to lead to this goal. Now, the next step is where you really leveled up. So we took it from just an action to now we took it to an action appointment. And now we're going to take it to the third step, which is an action appointment with accountability. Now, accountability simply means there's other people that expect you to do this thing too. There's other people involved that help hold you accountable to that action appointment. So if you can, just now, the problem you might have now is that just because you have this block scheduled on your calendar every day at 9 a.m., I'm going to make 25 calls for my business. Just because it's on your calendar doesn't mean you're going to always follow through with it. But if there's a way you can add accountability, that's where you almost guarantee you'll show up for the appointment when there's other people involved. If you're going to meet somebody at a certain time, you're going to go because they're expecting you to be there. They're holding you accountable. And so how can you add accountability to that action appointment? I'll give you a few examples. Let's say you want to go to the gym, like your goal is to lose weight. All right, you turn that into an action. The action is you got to go to the gym every day. Now, you create an action appointment. You go to the gym every day after work at 5 p.m. and scheduled on your calendar. Now, how can you add accountability to that? Well, maybe you sign up for a spin class and you pay for that class in advance. And now you're going to this spin class at 5 o'clock every day. That's a group class with people that you've paid for. Boom. Now you have accountability because you're going to show up for that class. It's a group class. You scheduled it for 5 p.m. You paid for it in advance. So that's how you've taken this goal from just this nebulous goal that I want to lose weight to now I have an action appointment on my calendar that I'm accountable to every day. And now you build consistency. After consistency, it becomes routine. Once it's routine, it's just autopilot and you naturally hit the goal without even trying. And so that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to build this habit of taking action. And the best way to build a habit of taking action is to have an action appointment that you're held accountable to. I'll give you another example. There was a time where I was trying to grow my business in real estate. And one of the hardest parts of real estate is you gotta make cold calls every day. You gotta call business. You gotta call prospects and leads and try to sell your service. And so I had this goal that I wanted to grow my real estate business. The action, turning that goal into an action, the action was I had to make 25 cold calls per day. I never followed through. And so then I took that action and I turned it into an appointment. I said, okay, every day from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., I'm making my calls, and I scheduled that block on my calendar. It showed up on my calendar every day, Monday through Friday. From 8 to 10 was my call window to make calls. Now that helped, blocking that time out and having that action appointment on my calendar, but I still didn't stick with it consistently enough. I would push it off. Other things would come up. I would get an email. Now I'm sucked into doing busy work and transactional work and doing all this minutia and distractions. And so I found that I still couldn't stay consistent. And so then there was another guy in my office that he had just started and he was trying to make calls every day too. And I said, what if every day we got on a Zoom and, we just pulled up the Zoom window and we made our calls together. Now we both would put ourselves on mute and he would be making his calls on his end. I would be making my calls on my end, but we had the Zoom window up. So it just held us accountable to making our calls at the same time. And then when we finished, we would unmute ourselves and we would tell each other the results for our call session. Like, okay, I made this many calls. I talked to two leads. I booked one appointment. We would cheerlead for each other, and then we go end the call. And so that was the way I added accountability to this action appointment. Me and him got on a call every day, and we held each other accountable to making our calls, and we did it together. And so this concept of an action appointment that you add accountability to will create this routine and this habit for you to consistently take action so that you naturally hit the goal. The goal is a natural byproduct of your ability to take consistent action. And so if you learn that, if you can master this art of taking consistent action, you don't even have to worry about the goal. The goal will automatically happen. And the best way for you to take consistent action is to have an action appointment that's on your calendar, and a meeting that you have with yourself every day. It's a commitment you have to yourself that you're taking this particular action every day at that time. And then boom, if you want to level it up, if you can add accountability, how can you do it with people? How can you have some sort of system in place that ensures you show up for that accountability, for that action appointment? Boom. Now the goal is automatic and you have no choice but to hit it. I hope this simplifies you. If you want, and this is one of the things we talk about in the Peak Performance Challenge. It's a 5-day challenge where I help you be your best, become your best self, and learn all the heroes' habits that'll send you to your greatness in just 5 days. There should be a link below where you can learn about the Peak Performance Challenge so that you can have more time to land more clients, close more deals, and double your free time. So that link below for the Peak Performance Challenge. All right, heroes, I'll see you in the next video.